friends, it's Kelly and welcome to my channel and Happy New Year 2022. Here we are. Last night we did get to watch some fireworks and we watched the ball drop on TV, had some champagne. We did the 12 grapes, which is a Spanish tradition. My husband is half Spanish, and that is a tradition we learned very early on in our marriage, and it's always a lot of fun. So last night I managed to do all 12 grapes, so that means I'm going to have wonderful luck throughout this year. I hope everybody had a safe, blessed, and wonderful start to the new year. Here we are, January 1st. I love the new year. It's not just that time of year where we say I'm going to have all of my goals or inspirations or resolutions. It's just that beautiful time of year for me it's just a clean slate. You have 365 more chances to start all over, to start anything at all, to just enjoy the year as you see ahead. I also choose a word of the year, and the reason why I choose a word of the year is it kind of is like my mantra, my totem to get me through this journey of the year that we're in. And I've been doing this since I was a young teenager. I think probably undergraduate. College, I have been choosing a word of the year, and I've had everything from achieve, believe, dream, blossom, you name it. I've probably used that word as my totem, and I do exactly that. I use the word, and there are times where I look at the word and I say, let's go one more day. And if it's not one more day, let's go one more hour or one more 10 minutes, interval. Sometimes it's just about baby stepping till you get to the next part. So for this year, I was just thinking, it's going to be the first time in history that I look back at all of my words that I'm actually using a noun. I always choose a verb. It's always an action word, something that I want to accomplish, like adventure. The year that we had adventure, we went on a lot of family vacations that year. And when we weren't on a vacation, I was in a staycation, and I would take hikes and bike rides, and I would do things that were more adventurous. And this year, my word was actually from my love of water, number one, and number two, that it was inspired by the things that I love, the things that I had wanted to do. And it was just in a moment where I was at a really low point, medically waiting on some tests to come back, and it was kind of like a time of worry and a time of great concern. And I just remembered a moment when I was with my son, and we were in Europe at a castle actually, and there was a moat down below with this stream of water, and he was like, I want to walk through through those rocks and across the moat. And I said, you know what, let's do it. Took off our shoes, took off our socks, and by golly, we sat in that body of water. And it was one of those memories that I'll cherish forever. And it was like a light bulb went off, and I said, that's it. That's my word. My word is going to be river. And river is, of course, an action, not an action word. It is a noun. And when I looked it up, like if you look at dictionary.com or Webster's, it tells you that it's, an outpouring. It's a, flowing of water. And it's just something that I said to myself, that's what I need. I want to go forward. I want to flow. I want to go with the flow. And I have a whole blog post write-up. I'll link it down below so you can read it. I want to be redundant and say the same thing twice, but I love the word. I looked at it and I said, I'm going to try it on for size. And it just kind of, came to me, and I said, that's a little strange, but let's see if it works. And I couldn't let the word go. It just stayed with me for months and months, and I said, maybe this is meant to be. And so that's my word for 2022. It is river. And with river, they go forward, not backwards. So that's what I'm planning to do. And then of course they change as needed. And sometimes when the riverbeds get too dry or too low, you've got to figure a new way around it. Sometimes they're overfilled, and then you have to figure out what to do there too. But I'm definitely not going to go backwards. It's going to be forward from 2023. So I really, really, really love the word. I also have a couple of fun things planned for my channel here. I am going to continue my 1+12, which is a stamp. I've been doing this for about 4 years now, and I created it one night and I said, we pay a lot of money for our stamps and our dies, and too often I'm guilty of using it once and then I file it away into this little cabinet back here. and then I don't use it again. And I said to myself, what would be a great way for me to challenge myself to get more use out of things that I purchase? And that's how the idea came about. It's been very, very popular. I've had a lot of people tell me, oh, I want to do that, I want to try that, and they've jumped on board and they've hashtagged it and they've tagged me, and it's been superb. It's been a lot of fun seeing everyone jump on board the 1+12. So of course you're invited to do the same. Pick a stamp, just one, and then use it once a month all year long. And at the end of the year, you'll have 12 different cards, 12 different designs, 12 different ways you can use the same stamp and die. And it's been a really, really fun. I have a new to me stamp company for this year, and on the 9th of every month I post it on my blog, which again I'll link below, and you'll be able to see which stamp I've chosen and then 12 different ways that I'll use it throughout this year 2022. So I'm really, really excited. I saw it and I looked at it and I was like, well, but then I decided this is going to be the one. I'm going to keep it. So I really like it. What else do I have planned? I'm planning to do some wacky art. I'm really inspired by doing some really fun, crazy style art. Sorry, I have two different things that I'm doing at the same time. Oh my goodness. 1 second. Yes, I have what I'm calling my crazy art play. It's really going to be fun. In my mind, I had this idea that if I create it here, I have to make it. So it's really going to be one of those create it to make it ideas. And I plan to use some really wild ideas to do this artwork. So I'm really looking forward to it. Another thing that I'm planning to do is with my granddaughter. My daughter actually gave me this idea and she said, why don't you have Alice choose your supplies or choose the colors? And I said, you know what, I love that, let's do it, why not? So since she's 3 years old, she she had the idea that Alice could choose 3 colors for me to do a particular card, either the cardstock, the theme, the idea of the pattern paper, or the markers that I'm going to use. 3 Copic markers, and that's it. But since she is 3 years old, I'm sure she has the little leeway to change her mind. If she wants to give me 30 instead of 3, you know, we're gonna roll with it. So that's a couple of things that I have planned for 2022. I'm also really inspired by what I'm seeing you all create. I have a journal. I have a brand new journal, which I am absolutely in love with, and I'll show you that on another post because it is actually with me facing down, so you can get a really good look at the journal. It's gorgeous, and it fits the theme of where I'm hoping to go this year, I'm sorry, with all of the ideas that I have, including my 1+12 stamp. So I'm going to show you that very shortly. It's gorgeous. I love the company, and I found them by accident. I love when that happens. It's very serendipitous. And then I also want to go back and order the other things in their collection, but that's for another time. I have loved chatting with Wanda and Elsa and Tony and many of you, my beautiful friends out there, on how you are creating your beads and your chunky charms and your tassels, and it's been very inspiring. So on this year's agenda and plans as well are the flip tags, and of course the beads, and then lots of journaling. And I'm also planning to do there was another thing that I was planning to do, whatever it is. I'll include it as I go along, but it's going to be a fun, full, creative year. And I'm happy that you're along for the ride. I really appreciate your subscribing to my channel, for you guys hanging out in here with me. It's going to be very creative, very fun. And of course, everything is always open. If something inspires you, jump on board, try and do the same. It's super, super fun. And that is where I am heading for 2022. I am really looking forward to this new adventure, and of course, creatively here on my YouTube channel, hopefully bringing you some more content and things that will inspire you as well as be able to play along with. So really looking forward to that. That is it, my friends. I will show you the journal now, and really excited to share that with you as well. And here's to 2022. Looking forward to it, my friends. Thanks so much for subscribing. Thanks for being part of my creative little YouTube here. And of course, as always, I treasure your friendship. And let's do this 2022. Bye-bye.